How's it going? We were just saying, it's nice to see you in real life, not on the internet. I feel like we write one another in the on the Instagrams and the Twitters.
You and your inferences.
We're always sliding into each other's DMs. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's nice to see you. How's it going?
Really good.
So I want to talk about, we had the great Vinny Khartak on the show on Q a little while ago to talk about your play. A round of applause for Vinny, by the way. I was fortunate enough to see Kiviok Returns in Toronto. For people who are listening to this who haven't seen it, what can you tell us about it? What's it about?
Kiviok Returns is a play that is performed entirely in Inuktitut. And it's a play that has been written collectively by artists and actors and elders that have been involved in Qagyavut for the past few years. And it's based on elders telling stories of Kiviok, who is a mythological figure that exists all the way from Greenland to Siberia. And just by sheer power of his will to travel, he's become immortal and supernatural. And in the process of becoming supernatural, he integrates with spirits and animals and has very intimate relationships with many, many animals. And
you and your inferences.
and has these stupendous experiences. So the play Kiviok Returns is all about how Kiviok is returning to us as Inuit, and how the stories allow us to create safety for Inuktitut and have a relationship with elders who very much want us to have all these stories.
The relationship with the elders is one of my favorite parts and one of some of the most interesting moments of the play. So I don't think I'm spoiling it for anybody, but even in Toronto, you brought along video clips of the elders telling these stories. Can you just tell me a little bit about the process of going out and collecting those stories and what that was like for you?
Yeah, it was a dark and stormy night. No, it was a very stormy time in March a few years ago when we brought all these elders from all across Nunavut to tell the stories on video. And so the play is about Kiviok, but it is also about how the actors receive the stories from the elders, because when we project their storytelling on stage, the actors stop and bear witness to them. And at the very end of the play, honor them very much. So it's about incorporating the stories into our bodies, but also acknowledging the process of learning as well.
You got to do the play, if I'm not mistaken, for some of the elders. Is that right?
Yes, we had the play here in December. We transformed the Frobisher Inn into a theater within 24 hours and ripped it down again. And so Susan Avingak was there, and she's one of the main storytellers. She was sitting front row center watching the play.
What's that like for you?
It was an incredible experience because she is such a world-renowned filmmaker and a knowledgeable person, and somebody that all of us really try to impress.
Were you nervous?
It's more about being able to have relationships with everybody, like in this room, and I love that. I love being able to interact with people. So it wasn't about being nervous; it's about being filled up with all these things to give to Susan.
And the play is in Inuktitut, even in Toronto, and you come off the top and you say, I want the language to, what's the term again you say, to wash all over you. Mm-hmm. Why was it important for audiences, even English audiences, to see this play in Inuktitut?
Yes, we wanted to show that in the process of practicing theater in Inuktitut, it's strengthening us and it's healing us in many different ways. There's a few of the cast members who don't speak Inuktitut fluently, but in the process of learning the play, they are speaking it fluently. Mm-hmm. And because of the great waves of colonization that Inuit have faced over many years, we have had to hang on to our stories. We have had to hang on to our arts. We've had to hang on to hunting. Those are the ways that we have stayed being Inuit through all the different changes of all the different institutions that have been imposed on us as Inuit. It's the arts and it's hunting that has allowed us to continue being Inuit.
I was amazed, maybe I shouldn't have been, but I was delighted also that I was laughing and I was quite moved emotionally even though I didn't necessarily understand, and I was trying even not to read too much of the synopsis that was in the thing, in the program. Like, can you speak to that at all? Like, the people were having those reactions of laughter, of joy, of depth of feeling.
Yeah, it's because the actors were bringing forth the things that they feel themselves in their mother tongue, and you can understand that internationally when somebody opens up their soul and uses their mother tongue to express themselves. And I'm very glad that you felt all of those things as you were watching.
I felt all the feels, as they say. Every single feel possible came over me. Yeah? I cried, I laughed, I was very, very sad for a while. I was thirsty.
For what?
Yeah, I got some water and everything was okay. The Toronto Star called this work and your work revolutionary. I want to know, does it feel like that to you?
Jeez.
I know.
Revolution, I don't know, but I know what we're doing together as a group of artists and a group of theater practitioners is very, very important to us. And we are continuing to grow this nest of expression and of excellence at the same time.
So I want to talk about this. It's so nice to be here in the TC room at the high school doing this show, but I want to talk about where performances can happen in Iqaluit in the future. Here at home, you don't have a permanent theater.
We don't.
So give me a sense of what you currently have to do here to rehearse, to perform, to make art in these spaces.
Well, we built an igloo behind my house for rehearsals this past week.
Right.
So that's where we're rehearsing right now. We're also rehearsing at Kayak Tokvik, which is the food center in town. They feed 200 people a day, and between the meals, we tape out stage areas and rehearse there. We often perform here in the TC area and at the other elementary schools. And this is the case all across Nunavut. You'll be talking to people from Northern Hayes later. They have an unheated shed that they practice in or have been in the past few years. We don't have the facilities. But the thing is, despite not having these facilities, what we create is world class. And imagine what we have if we actually had a home with world class instruments of performance.
So let's talk about it. What do you want it to look like? What would you like to build here?
I would like to build we would like to build a place where there is safety for our stories, safety for our elders to be able to teach in an artistic way. And what we see is that this is an Inuit-centered place where there is a black box theater, basically, that can have rock concerts in it for all these amazing rockers and rappers that you're being treated with tonight, for 450 people to being able to create a space where it's intimate, where it can make eye contact with every single person in the room. That kind of malleable space is actually the most revolutionary, for using that word, to be able to play with whatever creativity is coming out of people's minds.
What can we do to support that?
Qagyavut is spelled QAGGIAVUUT.com. There's several buttons for sending money.
We know what, we'll put the link up on our website.
Excellent.
There are several buttons for sending money. So many money buttons.
Yeah.
You have no idea how many money buttons there are. You've been on the show before. You did the Block Party for Iqaluit.
Yeah, and now you just saw Josh play live and all these. Isn't that beautiful?
What's this like for you to be here tonight, seeing all this music and all this art coming out of here?
It makes me so proud to see all these people that I've had so many beautiful relationships over the years. Mr. Lee is one of our best friends' sons, and we've seen him since he was in. Oh, I was promising myself I was going to not talk about Mr.'s diapers, but now I am. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It's the name of his new album. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
Damn it. But everybody in the room, all the artists, we have collaborated and created things together. We've fed each other. We're in and out of each other's lives, helping with the children, making sure that our children get what we have been given as well. And so this is magic. This is Iqaluit style magic.
That's the name of my new album. What do you want to see in this community 20 years from now?
I would like to see that our children and our grandchildren are speaking Inuktitut. Ila. And I would like to be able to see all of the people in Nunavut being able to express themselves fully and in safety and in pride. And that will get us into so many new worlds that we will give birth to.
It's been so nice to have you here. Thank you for doing this today.
Kuya Naming.
Laakkuluk Williamson Bathory, everybody. Give her a round of applause.
Kuya Naming.